Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Healing with Life Coach Ray. Let me get this camera set up. Welcome to Healing with Life Coach Ray. Rich Rising, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I pray you have an abundant day. I pray you have a day filled with love, agape love. I pray good things are happening to you and for you. I'm going to talk about who we are at our core. Because we can lose ourselves in titles. We can lose ourselves in a man, and a job, and a hobby, and hobbies, and careers, and anything. Let's get into it. Marriages and relationships are not the only things we can lose ourselves and that we can get caught up in. We can lose ourselves in our kids, our jobs, our careers, our hobbies, and old habits. Our kids are reflections of us. We want to protect them from everything and everyone that can harm them, right? Call it a mother's instinct, a mother's love, a mother's touch, women's intuition, father's intuition. You want to hold on to them, but if you hold on to them too tight, they won't have enough room to fly. Not only fly, but soar. Sorry, y'all, I wrote this down and printed it out. And I have I don't have it memorized. But get into this message. Get into this message. Confirmation. They won't have enough room to grow. They will develop an unhealthy codependency. Kids need their mothers. We know kids need their mothers. Kids need their fathers. But there has to be a balance. Healthy codependency as opposed to the latter, where oftentimes the kids grow up and don't have the proper tools to survive and thrive, or wasn't provided the proper tools to survive and thrive. To depend on themselves. They don't have their wings, so they can not only fly, they don't have their wings. We often get attached to our children. It's normal. We made them, right? However, attachment is not love. People come and go, things come and go. Even our children come and go. They grow up, leave the nest when they're ready. When they're ready, leave the nest when they're ready. That is so important. That is a word. I don't subscribe to making my kids leave the nest. I don't have a child. I do have a child. I have a spirit baby. And for y'all who don't know, it's a baby in the spirit realm, waiting to be born into the physical realm. So when she is born into the physical, and when she turns 18, I'm not gonna kick her out. Like, I don't subscribe to this, or when they turn 18, I'm gonna kick them out. They grown. They ain't grown. They are not grown. They're still kids. They still need love. They still need to stand on their own feet. They still need the proper tools or education to stand on their own feet. And maybe you weren't provided that either. So you're going to do the same thing to your kids. And you didn't deserve that. But doing the same thing to your kids is going to be damaging to them. And this repetitive cycle, probably your parents, and then their parents, and then their parents. We gotta stop the cycle of throwing at our kids when we think they're grown. Society wants you to think they're grown, but they are not grown. They're kids. Let them stay in your house until they can stand on their own 2 feet. Otherwise, you're setting them up for failure. You're setting them up for failure. Later down the road, I don't remember where did I leave off? They grow up, leave the nest when they're ready. Later down the road, start a family of their own. Yes, start a family of their own so they can go out, so they can stand on their own 2 feet, have confidence enough to stand on their own 2 feet. Like if you were thrown out at 18 and you didn't have nowhere to go, think about how you felt. And when your kid turns 18, you have a choice to set a better example. Our kids need our love, our support. They need a safe space to express themselves, to be themselves, to be who they are, to feel what they need to feel. Discover who they are without us telling them who they are. This is another thing. Discover who they are. They need a safe space to discover who they are without you telling them who they are. My mother told me who I was before I knew who I was. But that's her shoes, her footsteps, her imprints. They have to make their own footprints. Let them find out who they are for themselves. Again, you have a choice to provide a better example for your kids. They need to make mistakes. We learn lessons by making mistakes, right? That's how you learn, by making mistakes, by getting messy. Our mistakes make us who we are. If you haven't made a mistake in your life, I will assume that you haven't learned anything. Let your kids get messy. After all, life is messy. Life is messy. Let's talk about our jobs, careers, and hobbies. And last but not least, old habits. We can get so caught up in the thrill of the grind, which is really an illusion, but they don't want to tell you that. Being on that hamster wheel, that we become obsessed by it. Let me say it again. Being on that hamster wheel, that we become obsessed by it. We can lose our identity, our sense of self. The sleep when you're dead motto of life, which is not really a motto of life at all. If you, the sleep when you're dead, the quote, motto of life, whatever, everybody needs rest. You're not a robot, neither of us are robots. That's what they want. They want us to be mindless robots, to have no feeling, no emotion. That's what they want. That's what society wants. Baby, you're doing yourself a disservice. We all need to rest. We are not robots. Like I said, the grind will have you living mechanically. If you're not careful, you will burn out. Trust me, you will benefit just taking it day by day. Let me say that again. Trust me, you will benefit just taking it day by day. Working when you need to and resting when you need to. The money will still come. Maybe more. Maybe more. Maybe you're not making enough money because you ain't resting. How about that? What happens is so many of us are addicted to that hamster wheel that we fear change. Or we are caught up in this repetitive cycle because of our parents that we don't know, or see another way. The problem with the grind is 9 times out of 10, we don't get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. This is why I believe the grind is an illusion. You don't have to work yourself to death to get results. Yet, since birth, we are programmed to believe we do. No wonder they want us to be robots, right? Old habits die hard, and more often than not, we don't want to go against what's been instilled in us. We don't want to get rid of what may be harmful to us. And some of our habits aren't even ours. We pick up old habits. We pick up habits from our parents that ain't even ours. We put bricks on our backs that ain't even ours to carry. Just like we inherit money, jewels, cars, and homes, we inherit our parents' bad habits. We do. Bad habits, bad patterns. Because we seen them do it. We're like, yo, what they got, they made it out just fine. They lived their life just fine. Well, that's fine if you want to just say I'm fine instead of having a better quality of life. I used to be the same way. Before my spiritual journey, before this healing journey, I would inherit bad habits, bad patterns from my mother, my siblings, my mother, my grandmother. And I would get so angry because she didn't know how to use her words. That was one of the bad habits that I picked up. She knew how to talk, but when it came to saying what she felt, she used aggression instead of using her words, saying stuff like, I'm scared. I don't want you to leave. I want to feel needed, you know. She just yelled and screamed. That was her way of communicating. And I picked that up. And the second I wanted to change, I said I wanted to change. I said I wanted to be like my grandfather, because my grandfather didn't scream, didn't yell. And when I decided to change, I set that back down, because those are her bricks. Those are her bad habits. And we lose ourselves in our parents' bad habits. We do. We lose our identity in their bad habits. We gotta put them down. We gotta put them down. The bricks that are on our backs were given to us by our parents. We gotta put those bricks down as well. Those are not ours to carry. We gotta carry our own bricks. We gotta carry our own bricks. We don't want to break out of the norm. But ask yourself, is what I'm doing I choose to do good for me or harmful to me? Is it going to help me grow or stay stagnant? When we let go of old habits and attachments, we open ourselves up to be in receiving mode. We open ourselves up to be in receiving mode. Maybe some of y'all don't know what that is. Some of y'all don't know if it's harmful to you or not. Some of y'all don't know the difference between good for you and harmful to you. It's time to figure it out, though. It's time to figure it out for yourself. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light.